Hello beautiful people, in today's video I'm going to be doing 3 looks and some swatch comparisons using the new kind of, is it still new considering I'm kind of late to the game, but the mini Love palette. If you want to see that, then let's get right into it. Alright, so hopefully this is zoomed in enough. I finally got my palette in, so we're going to film with that today. First impressions, I haven't used it yet, I just swatched them. I don't really know how this dark purple is going to perform. I am wearing a dark purple shirt today, so I kind of want to match my eye look to my shirt. I have a couple of other looks that I want to do, but I'm just going to do what I want to do with it for this first look and then experiment a little more for the next looks. So I'm going in first with this shade here called, I'm taking a MAC shade called Naked Lunch, and I'm only doing that because I just don't know how that darker color is going to perform to blend out, so I'm just taking this lightly on a big fat brush. This is like the biggest brush I own. It's the MAC 224, and I'm just taking that lightly out on the crease where I'm going to be blending it. Okay, buddy? Sebastian's having a sneeze attack. Okay, and then with what brush do I want to use? I'm going to take this one here that I always use for the crease now, the one that came with one of the ABH palettes. And I'm going to take that on that brush and just start putting it into the crease. Now purples are usually harder to work with, so I'm expecting a little bit of struggle with this. Maybe I'll start with, I was going to start with doing it on the lid because I'm going to take this pretty much all over the lid and blend it out. Okay, not bad so far. So I did some swatches on my hand. I'm going to include them after the tutorials. And I haven't quite figured out whether I'm going to do 2 looks or 3 looks, so I guess by the time this is out you'll know what I decided to do. But I'm going to do swatches at the very end. Okay, buddy? Okay, I'm going to start taking this onto the lid now. I'm going to get a flat brush soon and just pack that on. Where'd my brush go? Here it is. Okay, flat brush, going in with that purple color, and I'm just taking it. Now the only part of my lid, why are you biting me? Sebastian's started doing this thing where he likes to he kisses me but bites me at the same time, but they're usually really light and lovely. Lately he's found this thing where he's taking my skin and taking really small pieces of my skin, little, it just hurts a little more. I don't know why he's doing it. It's kind of really annoying. But yeah, this color is really pretty. So this color right here, because I can't help myself, I want to talk about it, is very, very similar to the Commitment shade in the Love palette. The only thing different is the Commitment shade is a cream to powder formula. This is just a creamy matte formula, I believe. CM creamy matte, yeah. So I mean, a lot of people, there's people who like the cream to powder formula, there's people who don't. I personally love it. I find it easier to work with than this formula, but this formula is not bad, as you can see here. I mean, on the viewfinder it looks like it's not even at all blended, like in this part here, but it is. Anyways, I'm just going to continue taking that, and it's not getting patchy whatsoever, which is really nice. Now, I actually went in a little further than I wanted to. I want to leave a little bit more space in the inner corner for the color that I want to put on top. But I didn't, so. Alright, that should be good for now. This is a really pretty color. Okay. Just taking the fluffy brush with nothing on it and just kind of blending out the outer area here. What? Someone decided he was going to be grouchy. The second I hit record and start talking. Never fails. Alright, I'm liking the way that blend has given me. Hopefully it looks blended on camera, because in real life I like the blend. I kind of want to take a little bit of this color here. What is it? U R. So the shade R. but I don't know how dark it's gonna be and I don't want to ruin the look, so I think I'm just gonna leave it like that. Maybe go in with another dip of this darker color and just take it out of it a little bit more. Like I want it a little more smoky, but not crazy. The thing is, whenever I recreate something on this eye, I have to duplicate it on this side, and it's not always easy. To me, it's easier to do back and forth, but for the sake of a tutorial and time's sake, this is how I have to do it. Okay, I'm going to take a bit of glitter glue, just because it's what I always do for these shadows, and I'm going to go into the shade U. And I'm taking that all over the lid. I don't have, there's nothing for the brow bone, so I'm going to come into something else for the brow bone shade. And I'm going to use my Strange from my Urban Decay Naked 3 palette. And I'm just going to take that on the brow bone. Sorry. Okay. Really? You want to go back to your cage? Tiny bit of glitter glue on my finger here. And I'm just going to apply this. I might even have too much. Just all over the inner part and like halfway onto the lid, because I don't want this to completely cover, but I just want to like have it gracefully come halfway. And then I'm going to take my finger, wiped it off before I dipped into it. I'm taking the shade here and I'm going to, oh wow, okay, I wasn't expecting that to be so intense. I thought it would be a little more sheer, but okay, cool. I mean, I'll never complain about that. I thought it was more of a topper, but I guess on top of that base, it comes off a little more strong. I'm going to take, it's really pretty, this little silicone brush here, and I'm going to get that on the tip and just take it on the inner part here. Just to get in the inner corners and blend it a little bit. This was actually the shade I was most excited about. This shade and this shade. Okay, going back in with the bigger brush with that purple color, I'm just going to dance it, tap it lightly over top of where those two shades meet, just because I want it to be a little more blended. I didn't really want that shade to take over as much as it did. I'm going to go in with a flat brush again. Okay, cool, that's better. Alright, now I need something for the inner corner, and the only other lighter color in here is that shade, which is True. So I'm going to take, because I don't want it too pigmented, I'm going to take it on my dual fiber brush that I always use. Now I don't know how this is going to turn out, so I'm just going to go in lightly. Okay, that's fine. It wouldn't be the color I would normally go into, but just taking a little more of that purpley rose color there. Okay, I'm going to go ahead now and add some eyeliner, do the other eye, catch my face up, and then be back to do the lower lash line. I forgot to do my eyebrows. Oh well. Yeah, I guess we'll just carry on. I'll do my eyebrows after. Okay, so for this eye, I did add one tiny little thing that I decided to come back and do on camera. I did add this shade here just lightly with a 217 to this part right here, just to kind of tie it in a little more. With my towel. It didn't make a massive difference, but it made just a subtle difference. And sometimes those subtle differences are like what sets like a mediocre makeup look apart from like something that's like amazing, if that makes sense at all. I love the way this shade here blends it out. I had no problem matching up this eye to this eye. The way this look is coming together, I'm really happy with this palette so far. I love that shade. I really want to do a look using like that one and then that one over top of it. Like I want to have fun like layering some of these shadows together. I'm also can't wait to do a look with those two. So again, my nails are still not done. I'm going to do that tonight. But yeah, let's carry on and do the lower lash line. So as per usual, I'm going to line my lower lash line with something just because it helps with the staying power for me, and also it helps intensify colors because I like the most bang for my buck possible. Okay, I'm gonna take at first, where's my brush? On a fluffier brush than my usual pencil brush, I'm gonna take this one here, and I'm gonna go into the shade R, and I'm just gonna take this all over the lower lash line. I really just wanted to see how this shadow looked, but I'm not taking it all the way in because I don't want to look like I have like close set eyes, but I really just wanted to take this and like smoke it out. Okay, that's a really pretty color. I like that. It's like a dusty mauve. Here in Canada, I think we say mauve, but I think other places they say mauve. I don't know. Mauve. Anyways, that's a really pretty color. And then I'm going to take a bit of that darker color after. Actually, I'll just do that right now. I'll take the darker color right here on a even smaller, more dense pencil brush, and I'm just going to concentrate that on the innermost corner here, like really just like that. And then I'm taking an even tinier brush, and I'm going to take the color, that's going to be too dark, so I'm going to go in with this one right here, this light pinky, there's a fuzz in my brush. It's like a light pinky peach. And I'm just going to take that over top and layer it a little bit. And then bring it to the inner corner and blend it up onto the lid to connect. Ooh, this is a really pretty color. It has like a nice peach undertone. Gorgeous. That was the other shade I was excited for, because I love like a nice light shade with like different kind of undertones than just like strictly gold or pink, and this is beautiful. Now I lost, where'd my brush go? I lost a bit of that mauve, so I'm going to go back into that color right there, and I'm just going to take a little more in Define, and then basically go back and do the dark color again too, because sometimes when you're blending, colors tend to get lost. Alright. Okay, I'm going to finish up my brow and add mascara, and I'll come back and show you the final look. Okay, so here's the final look. For lips, I did a little bit of Max Pink Plaid, and I will zoom in on the eyes. So if you can hear the snowblower outside, my driveway is being snowblowed as I speak, and it just started and I don't want to interrupt this. So there is a close-up of that eye there. I really like the way this eye turned out. Hopefully you can see the details on camera. In real life it looks amazing, but usually things do look more better in real life than they do on film or photo, unless you have like a professional lens. But anyways, yeah, love the way this look turned out. Okay, on to look number 2. Alright, so for the second look, I already did a little bit on this eye. I don't really want to show you because I want it to be a surprise. I'm liking the way it's turning out so far. I just did a little bit just to see where it was going with it. I'm going to zoom in just a little bit more. There, hopefully, I want you to be able to see. Why do you do that? He loves eating makeup. Like, he just took a chunk out of my eyeshadow. Oh. You're lucky I love you, bird. Okay, so I used a different eye primer today because I am using lighter colors. I wanted them to pop more and bring out the true color of them. So I'm using the Anastasia eye primer. It's a little bit of a lighter base. So I'm going to first take, and I didn't set it, so there's that, the fluffy brush, and I'm going in with the shade, R. You Are My True Love. It's throwing me off the way she named this, but whatever. Okay, so I'm going to first start by lightly taking this in the crease, and the way I'm going to do it today is I'm actually just going to like really buff it out. I'm not going to bring it too far down. I want to keep it strictly in the crease. But I also want to like take it on the outer edge right here, just to give a little bit of a lift and definition there. Can you guys hear that music in the background? Probably not. I'll be able to tell on playback, but I have my music playing in the background. I didn't want to turn it off, so I just turned it down. So hopefully you can't hear it. But if you can, I won't do that again because I'll hear it on playback when I'm editing. Okay. I feel like this side turned out different than this side, which is usually the case. Okay, so lightly, this is a beautiful color by the way, I love it. Like maybe just a little bit more in here. Okay. I don't really love the way, for some reason it's not, there we go. This side's not turning out like the other I did. Whatever. Ugh. Cool. Gonna take a little sip. I'm having some sparkling wine and orange juice mixed. Okay, next I'm gonna take the shade True, the lighter peachy, pinky, whatever you want to call it, and I'm taking it on my finger and I'm gonna pat it on the first half of the lid. And this is a really pretty soft, like, I can't really wear like white on my lid because it's too like harsh and stark, I find. So this to me is like a nice effect of like white eyeshadow or like white shimmer on the lid to like bring it out. I didn't use any glitter glue this time because I wanted to, I just wanted to get like the soft effect and not have it like pow in your face. Alright, so with my finger, and now I'm going to take with my finger this shade here, the shade Love, and I'm putting that on the outer corner. And I'm just going to take that again with my finger. And honestly, I didn't expect this to work out so well, but I guess the combination of the shades I'm combining and the formula, it's not going weird because I'm putting it on with my finger. But I just wanted to, you know, do a lighter look today, a soft wash. My last look was a little bit deeper, which by the way, this shade here is like a duochrome. In my bathroom light I have this light that's like up overhead, and when I look in the mirror it's like gold and then it shifts to like the pink color. It's so pretty. Okay, yeah, that's that. Okay, what am I doing next? I'm gonna take a little bit of the shade, that one again, R, and I'm going to take it on a slightly more dense brush, and I'm just going to kind of like blend the pink and that mauve shade together. Just a little more. Okay, I'm liking the way that's turning out. I'm going to take my duo fiber brush, and I'm going to take the shade True on that, and again I'm using a duo fiber brush to give a light wash of application, and I'm just going to blend that white peachy pink color, whatever it is, onto the inner corner. I should probably look at the description on the Natasha Denona website or Sephora to see, because to me it's like, I don't know, different skin tones will obviously bring out different tones in makeup, but on me it's more of a cool tone. Yesterday when I put it on I saw more of the peach when I had it on, and today I'm noticing more of just like a really light, like cool tone pearly color. It's interesting how that works. Give me one moment. Got it, buddy? Want to cool my shoulder? Alright. Okay. Okay, I think I'm liking the way that's looking. I'm gonna go ahead and do my brow bone, which is probably gonna be, I want to keep it, I don't want to keep it ultra matte, I want to keep it on like the satin. So I'm going to take the shade Booty Call from the Naked 2 palette. And then I'm going to go, and I think for eyeliner today I'm going to keep it somewhat light. And by light, I mean, I'm still going to add some. What am I going to do? Am I going to take purple? I'm debating on taking the darker purple and using it as an eyeliner. But at the same time, I don't want to take away from... Okay. I'm not going to do it on camera because it takes too long, and I think I'm going to do 3 looks with this. I'm going to take this as the eyeliner, and then I'm going to set it with the dark purple. So I will do that, finish up the face, and then finish up the lower lash line. Okay, so I hemmed and hawed for what felt like forever as to what to do for the lower lash line. Part of me wants to do this one on the lower lash line. I put a little bit just to get a feel for what it's going to look like. Or the alternative is to just do what I did on the lid, which is apply this on the first half and then this one on the outer half. I'm torn. I don't know what to do. So I'm just going to go ahead and do what's on the top lash line because the look that I have to do next, sneak peek, I'm going to be using that shade again. So yeah, for the base, let's go in with... let's do a white eyeliner just to make the pink pop more. I'm just taking this eyeliner here and warming it up between my fingers, and I'm applying that as a base. Okay, then I'm going to take this tiny little brush and I'm going to go in with the white shade. And now down here, it's so weird because it pulls more peach on my lower lash line. I don't know why. Interesting. Okay, I'm gonna use, are you kidding me? He like loves the shadow, he just ate it again. I mean, stupid me, I'm the one who keeps it on my knee, and he's like right on my knee. I'm the one who keeps it on my desk by my knee, and he's sitting on my knee. Anyways, this one here. On the outer corner. Okay, and then for the inner corner, obviously, I'm going to do the lighter color there. I think I know why it's pulling whiter on my lid, because the base that I used was... No, that's weird, because I used the white base on my lower lash line too. Okay, scrap that. I just thought I had a moment of clarity, and turns out it wasn't clarity at all. Okay. I'm really wanting to put a color in my lower lash line. But I think I'm just going to stick with, like, a nude. So I'm going to pop nude in my lower lash line, do mascara, and I'll be right back. Okay, here is the final look. I love how this turned out. I've got to say, I didn't expect this to be such, I don't know, just the way the colors work together, especially the light tones. I think it's beautiful. What was I going to say? For my lips, I used real quickly this little Bare Minerals lipstick that I have called Swag. It's one of their, I don't know, I got it a little while ago. It's one of their liquid matte lipsticks, and then I topped it off because it was a little bit too dark. I wanted something a little bit lighter. I put MAC's Pink, nope, Plain Koi over top. That's what's on my lips. Yeah, for highlight, I just used this Crank It Up Pearl from Smashbox, and for blush, I used a combination of this one here from this whole palette, and oh, I used something from a lot of Smashbox today from this whole palette here. That blush here is like a mauvey color to complement the mauve tones that are going on my face right now. So I will give you a zoom in of the look. There is the eye look right there. I love the way this turned out. I don't usually wear a lot of like soft pink tones, so maybe that's why I was surprised at how well it came together. But yeah. Okay, and now on to the final look. Try to zoom in a little more. That's out and Alright, so nice and close. Last look, I'm going to take, again, I used the Anastasia Beverly Hills base because I wanted the light colors to pop. I'm going to go in with R on the, in the lid, on the crease again, or in the crease. I'm not sure if I should, for the look I'm going to do, if I'm going to take it down here or not. I guess for now I won't. Sometimes as you're doing a look, you'll need to see as you go along where you need shadow. This brush is starting to fray and these little bits are starting to poke my eyes. I might need to retire this brush soon, maybe. Maybe I can just like cut the stragglers off. I don't know. Okay. I'm gonna take this clean 217 from MAC and just further blend that more. That brush was getting a little scratchy. I just want something a little softer. Okay, looks pretty good. Alright, I'm gonna take the shade, is that really? Yeah, this one all over my lid with my finger. Alright, this is looking a little more peachy this time. This is looking now like it did on the lower lash of my last two looks. Going back with the 217, just blending that out. Okay. Do I want not... So I'm going to take this shade over top of it. I'm not sure if I need to apply glitter glue, and I'm kind of wondering if I should take a little bit of this shade. I'm just going to take a little more on the outer corner here. Just a little more for like... There we go, that looks better. Maybe just a little more of the true. The shade names are throwing me right off. Anyways, okay, let's try doing this without the glitter glue first. So taking the shade U on my finger, and I'm just gonna apply this over top of that white peachy shade. I might need to add glitter glue, I don't know. It looks like I might just a little bit. Can you guys see that? I'm gonna add just a little bit of glitter glue. I don't know how this look is gonna turn out. But I am adding a little bit of a twist to it, so because I felt like it. I mean, I did the first two looks using all colors from this palette and didn't bring anything else in. But I want to bring a mint green in because I feel like that will look awesome. Just to like switch it up into... I don't know, add Natasha twist to it. Okay. I like it, but I feel like it took away from that. I'm just going to take a little bit more of that on the lid actually, over top of it. There we go. I'm not sure if I'm loving the way that looks, but for now, I'm going to go back in with the mauve shade there and just add some more dimension. I think if that shade was more of a topper, but it has more pigment than I anticipated, that's why I'm struggling with it. Not struggling with it, like I think it would be beautiful all over the lid by itself like it did in the first, did I do that in the first look? I don't quite remember, but anyways. Sticking with the sheen, because I don't want it all solid matte, I'm going to take, of course I don't have my brush. Oh, here it is. Booty Call from the Urban Decay palette all over the brow bone. And then I'm going to take that dual fiber brush here and go into that one. Okay. Do I like that? guess it's gonna have to do. Alright, I'm gonna go ahead and apply eyeliner, catch up this eye, and I'll come back and I'll add the mint green. Alright, so face is done. Foundation, I used the Guerlain Essentials Natural Glow. My review for this, I have it all, my thoughts all on my paper, I just have to film it. I have developed some thoughts for sure. For my cheeks, I used a combination of this one here from the Blush and Glow. This one is in her newest little blush and highlight palette that came out with this collection. I didn't buy it because I already had that, and well, I would love to have the highlight, but I didn't want to spend $50 or $60 for something that I can only really use half of. And then I actually topped it with a little bit of the Bloom, the cream powder right there. I just dabbed it on top. And for highlight, I used this little one here from CoverGirl. Those two mixed together right there. Okay, oh, and for lips, I added Lawless Beauty in Platinum, a nice nude to go with this. I was craving it, and yeah, it ended up on my lips. Okay, for the lower lash line, I'm going to start with this Magnetic Pink from Laura Mercier. And then I'm going to apply this one on the lower lash line. And then I'm going to take this one here, the white, on the innermost corner and blend those two together with this shade right here. Okie dokie. If you don't like shimmer all over your lid like I do, then you can definitely go in with, you know, this color here if you want a darker lower lash line. This is just how I prefer my looks. Okay, so for the inner corner, for the pop of mint, I'm going to take this pencil here. It's an old one by Rimmel. It's a drugstore. I just saw them in the store one day and picked it up because it had an iridescent end to it, and that's what I was looking for, like a base for my iridescent colors. So I'm just going to pop that blue on the inner corner there, and then I'm going to take from Huda Beauty, that mint green right there, and I'm going to use, of course, my brush. I didn't get it out. I know that sound is amplified and it's gross on camera. Am I doing mint? Yeah, I'm going to do this one here. I thought maybe I would do shimmer, but I think a matte would look nice. It's a little different. Blend that in there. Okay, and then for the lower lash line, let me just get my flat brush out so I can go over that with that same matte powder. This pencil here is from Annabelle. It's a mint pencil, but use whatever mint you have. If you don't have a mint, you can use white and then use a mint powder over top of it. I'm just adding this to the waterline. Okay, that is definitely different. What's next? I'm just going to take a little bit more of this white color here and add that just to mix the mint green a little bit more. I might add a little bit of shimmer actually. I'm not sure how I'm loving that just like plopped there. I don't feel like it looks quite right. I'm not sure if I'm feeling it actually. I'm gonna take a little bit of this one here from Mint to Be from ColourPop, Mojito Mommy, whatever it is. And I'm just gonna add that over top of that white there, just to blend it in a little more. Do I like that? It's not turning out how I thought. Not sure why, but just not sitting right for some reason. Let me, where'd my thing go? There it is. I'm just going to take a little bit of this white color here and just add it to the top here. Maybe that's why it's just too stark. Not sure if that even did much. Okay, I'm just gonna move on to the other eye and then add mascara, and hopefully it'll come together after that. Okay, so I added mascara and I figured out what went wrong. I took out the lighter shade right there on the innermost corner here. It was too much and it was competing, so I rubbed it off and I just took this shade here from the outer to the inner. And as you can see, I feel like that looks much better. That's more of what I envisioned in my head when I was thinking about this look. So yeah, this is the final look. Let me go ahead and zoom in. I love the pop of mint. I feel like it really adds something different and creative to this look. It would be pretty with other colors too, but I was craving mint today, so this is it. Alright, let me zoom out. And that is it for the tutorials. I'm going to do some comparison swatches to the bigger size, because if you are thinking of getting this one and you already have that one, maybe you've already made up your mind. I know this video was really late going up because I didn't get it for like 2 weeks. But yeah, I'm going to give you my thoughts anyways. So let's get into that next. Okay, so to compare the midi Natasha Denona to the mini, first thought was how similar this shade was going to be to the shade Giving, and to my surprise, they are actually quite similar, even though they don't look like it in the pan. How am I going to show you this? Like, where's Giving? Right there. So Giving is that one right there. They don't look similar in the pan. This one's darker and Giving is a lot lighter. But when swatched, like, they're kind of similar, but not really. So this one is You, and this one's Giving. Now the thing with You is it actually has a bit of a duochrome. If you can you see that shift? I don't know if you can, but it kind of goes from like gold to like pink, like a darker gold, like an orangey gold kind of. Maybe you can't see it, but I mean, when I swatched them the other day, they looked a lot similar than that. But I mean, they're different enough. In the other shade here that I was going to compare, I was going to compare Trust and Commitment to these two shades right here. So let me just do, so that's Trust. Wipe my brush off. I'm just going to do brush swatches right now, just because I don't want to get my fingers. Okay, so that's Trust and that's R. So kind of similar, but not really. Definitely darker and definitely a lot lighter. Now for the shade You Are My, let's swatch this over here. It actually, so it's even darker than that one, so it's still not similar. But the shade Commitment from the palette is actually the closest thing you're gonna get. The thing with, which is Commitment, okay, so this is Commitment from the Love palette, and that one is My from the mini. So they're like the same color, but the textures are different. So Commitment is a cream to powder, and My is a creamy matte. So depending on, you know, what formula you prefer working with, I guess will maybe sway your opinion as to if you want to get the mini one or not. But yeah, so those are the only shades in this palette here that I could, you know, compare to. Maybe there are any dupes or any similarities. This one here is a lot more purple. Other than that, Transparent is not the same as, let me just swatch on the other hand here, 1 second. I'm doing swatches with my other hand because this hand's all dirty. So this one is True, and this one is Transparent. So, you know, a lot whiter, brighter, a lot more gold in this one here. Other than that, that is the only similarities that I can find in this palette. Everything else is like fairly different. So for me, I don't regret purchasing this because I find it different enough that I want to have both. This one does give a little bit of a different look on the lid versus giving. I love this color. I don't have too many mauvey cool tone purples in my collection. That one is fine. I mean, I do prefer the cream to powder formula better, but this didn't give me any fallout, and it didn't go patchy on me when I was doing my looks, and I didn't set my base either. Whether your technique is to set the base or not, that's completely up to you. This shade I was really looking forward to because I don't have anything, I mean I have other shades like it, but I'm always looking for like a white that's not too white, but it's also not like brightening, because I do like a lighter inner corner. And then the only other shade, I love this shade, this one's so pretty. The only thing that kind of reminded me is from the, what is this, the purple blue palette. So these shades here were the only ones that kind of struck me as, oh, maybe they are similar. So I'm going to attempt to take off the swatches on that hand. So the first one's going to be Golden Beige. The second one is going to be Golden Rose. And the third one is going to be Piggy. And then I will swatch, oh, give me 1 second. Go to bed. Go back up there. Thank you. Okay, I'm doing finger swatches for these. I don't know why. Where am I going to put these? Right there and right there. Okay, so these two swatches here are the last two from the Natasha Denona palette, True and Love. So Love and True. And then these three are the ones from the 28 pan palette. Oh, I'm holding my hand horribly. So this one is going to be Golden Beige, Golden Rose in the center, and Piggy in the end. So I thought Piggy and this color would be quite similar, but they're not. Piggy is a lot more cool tone and warm, versus True is a lot more brighter and whiter, and a little bit more on the warm side, like maybe neutral. And then of course Love, I don't have anything like that in my palette, in my collection. I mean, maybe I do. Now that I'm wondering how similar that looks to the Pat McGrath Divine Rose 2. Give me one moment. Okay, so Pat McGrath Divine Rose 2, this shade here, I just wanted to compare it to see how similar it was. Probably going to be a lot brighter. And yeah, it's a lot brighter and a lot more pinker. The one from Natasha Denona has a little bit more of a coral shift to it, so that's the Pat McGrath. And then that's the Love shade from the Mini Love collection, or palette. Alright, that is all the comparison swatches that came to my head when I was looking at this palette and things that jumped out at me. Oh, there's one more palette I wanted to compare. 1 sec. Okay, so I wanted to compare Tungsten from the Trio Chrome palette to the mauve shade in the Mini Love palette. Because Tungsten I found was really similar to this one here by MAC that I just got. It's called Ripened. And I was a little bit disappointed by that. I mean, they're different formulas and they're slightly different, but I mean, in the end, they look the same on the eye. So that is the only thing. If you have the Trio Chrome palette and you buy this palette, you're going to get an almost dupe for it. This is, by dupe, I mean like similar shade, like compare. What's that word I'm looking for? Comparison? Same shade? Whatever. I can't think of the term right now. That's Tungsten, and that is R from the Mini Love. So as you can see there, they're quite similar. They'll probably look exactly the same on the eyes. Maybe not. I mean, the tone is just slightly off by like a hair, but on the eyes, like, you know, I don't think you're gonna notice. Maybe I'll do like a look with Tungsten on one eye and then R on the other eye and just see. But yeah, they're pretty similar, which, if anything, maybe this one's slightly deeper, like a hair deeper, but again, will you really notice on the eyes once this blends it out and mixed in with other colors? I don't think so. But yeah, overall, I'm very happy with this palette. Like I said, I was really intrigued by this color here, and that color, and that color. This one, not so much, but I'm glad it's there. But I am happy overall with this palette. I do love all three looks that I came up with using this. I think Yesterday might have been my favorite look, the look I did in the second look. I do like this look because I like the purple twist to it. Goes with my shirt. Anyways, it's really going to be up to you whether you feel like you want to get this or not. If you're into the finer details and slightly like different shades, then yeah, you would if you're like, you know, a collector of Natasha Denona. Or if you just prefer, you have a wide range already in your collection of similar shades like this, if you're a lover of those shades, then you probably won't need it, and you can probably just stick with the Love palette and be completely happy with it and just pull in from other palettes to create this. It's quite simple. This one is slightly unique, but like I said, just because the duochrome shift to it, other than that, it's really similar to the color giving in the palette. But anyways, I'm going to stop rambling. I don't want this video to be an hour long, and it might be, hopefully not. Anyways, thank you guys so much for watching. I hope you enjoyed the 3 looks that I created and the swatch comparisons at the end. Thank you very much for watching again, and you will see me in my next video. Bye!